What's up? Like, what the fuck do you say when you start a YouTube video? I always have this fucking problem. Whatever. Not like I'm famous or anything, or like I'm mainstream, but today I'm gonna be discussing Bad Boys LA, right? Bad Boys LA. Now, if you don't know what Bad Boys LA is, search it up. It is a reality TV show on the network Zeus. Now, if you don't know what Zeus is basically the ghetto off-brand version of VH1, and I love every single bit of it. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes I'm like, Zeus, this is just so ghetto and so low budget, but I love it. It's like you see shit that you definitely would not see on VH1. I feel like VH1, they keep it clean, they keep it polished, like still ghetto, but polished, right? It's like they're more ghetto than Real Housewives, right? But they still keep it somewhat polished and safe because, you know, they don't want to get lawsuit. But Zeus is kind of like the more, you know what I mean, like the more off-brand one, right? It's like the chill cousin type one, you know what I mean? The chill, like, that lets you eat fucking candies all day, right? And says don't tell your mom. That's what Zeus is, right? So basically, this show, Bad Boys LA, is exactly what it sounds like. It is a remake or an off-brand version of Bad Girls Club, right? Honestly, they could have just called this shit Bad Boys Club, but of course they didn't want to get any lawsuits or anything, so they just called it Bad Boys LA, because it's people who claim to be bad boys in LA. And for this video, I'm just going to be discussing the people on the show, the characters, and my thoughts and opinions on them. The reason why, now I'm not going to be discussing the latest episode, which was I think like episode, I fucking forgot. Let me see. I'm not going to be discussing the latest episode though because, episode 10. I'm not going to be discussing episode 10 because that would just be too much for me discussing the episode and then explaining the characters. Like, I'm going to just explain it now, and then hopefully if they come out with other, when they come out with other episodes, I'll discuss that specific episode. But right now, I'm just going to be discussing the characters, point blank period, right? Okay. So, let me see if I can search them up, because Zeus is so off-brand, like, they are so ghetto. I don't even know if they'll, like, have, you know, when you search up a show and then you see the individual, like, people on the show, I don't even know if they'll have that, but let me go and see, okay? I'm gonna pause the video real quick. Okay, y'all, so come to find out, of course, because Zeus is so ghetto, they do not have, like, the little thing where the show and then the little, like, people at the bottom that you could just see. That would be so much better, but no. They don't have that. But I was still able to find out their names or whatever, right? So first we have Andrew Caldwell, right? Now this is for people that don't know the show. Let me show you guys. He is this guy right here. Can I turn my brightness down? Like last time I filmed the damn video, it was like too bright. So I'm just gonna, can y'all see that? Can y'all see that? I should have done this before I turned on the camera. But damn, like why is it so bright? Hold on. Okay, y'all, my brightness is on so low, but that is Andrew Caldwell. Now, let's talk about him real quick. Andrew Caldwell, he left as soon as he came, and when I tell you he literally left as soon as he came, like, he left, like, gone, done, and I don't even know what it was about. Like, what was it about? I just felt like Andrew was just, he was high off delusion. He was just, like, he was feeling himself, like, he was feeling himself because I guess he thought he was the most, like, mainstream person, like, I guess prior to this. Like, I've seen Andrew on the Shade Room a couple times. He's been featured on the Shade Room or other blogs, like, I forgot Hollywood, not Hollywood Unlocked, that's two, but he's been featured on basically famous, not famous, but mainstream black blog pages, right? And so I don't even know what the fuck the issue was about. Like, what was the issue about? He was just talking shit. Like, literally, they weren't even like, this is so ghetto that this wasn't even like an episode. This was just them filming the intro to the show, kind of filming, you know, when they do the little, the photo shoots or whatever, so that everybody had like a picture, you know, for the show. This was just him talking shit. He was just talking shit, being rude to like all little boys. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it was a pussy ass move. Now, do I believe they should have kept like dragging it? No, but it was a whack move. Like, he was just talking shit. Like, he was coming at everybody, and it was just like, for what? And then I guess it's because they must have told Andrew that he is the highest paid, which I'm pretty sure he is, because like I said, he is in mainstream media. So they probably, notified him that he's the highest paid, and I guess he was high off of that, whatever. And he was just talking shit to feed his ego. So he left. It's not like they kicked him out. He just left. And of course, in typical Zeus fashion, because they are so ghetto and probably they're not as funded as these big companies, they were begging Andrew back. They were like, Andrew, come back. Because like I said, Andrew has this thing where he's just one of those people that it's easy for him to get notoriety and get recognition. So I'm pretty sure if Andrew was on the show, they would have had many moments that would have went viral and whatever. But so yeah, they was begging Andrew. They was like, come back and da da da, and nothing will happen and nobody's gonna fight you, whatever. Because I guess Andrew, like, in a way, I kind of felt like he kind of got cold feet because he was talking all this shit. And of course, the boys was like, what's up? Like, what's up? You told him all of that shit. What's up? Andrew left. He was at the airport. They was begging him. And Andrew was just like, no, I'm gone. And he hopped on a plane and he said, deuces, after he talked all of that shit, right? So the next episode, they just continue to shit on him. And it's just like, yeah, you know what I mean? So there's really nothing to say about Andrew other than that was a bitch move. Like, you can't sit there and talk shit, dish it out, and expect to not get it back, right? Okay, so let me look at who's next. Let me decide who's next. Okay, so next we have William the Baddest, right? Or should we call him William the Scaredest, right? Because this bitch was scary the whole time, right? So we have William the Baddest right here. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When William first got, I don't know who that, with a money reside guy, when he first got like attacked by the money reside guy, I just felt like when William came, I do feel like he was targeted because, of course, it's a white person on like a predominantly black kind of environment. Like, so I felt like with William and Dylan, they were both targeted. And I felt like at that moment with a money reside guy, I felt like he was being a bully. So I do feel like in the first kind of episode, I was feeling bad for William. I was just like, and I was disgusted with, where the money reside guy's behavior. I was just like, for what? So I wasn't like, I'm not gonna lie, it's not like I didn't like William when I first saw him, but it was just like, he's okay. I don't really see anything wrong with him, right? William was cool. And then it came out that William had apparently been leaking the show to the blogs, right? He had been leaking the show to the blogs, whatever. And then that's when I kind of started side-eyeing William. I'm just like, okay, so you're a snake-ass bitch. And then William had let me not go through all of that, okay? Because my head's starting to hurt. William was a punk-ass bitch. Period. I don't even know why William left. Oh, yeah. So apparently, right, when William was at the club or they were at the bowling alley with the baby, apparently William was just doing the fucking most. And Moolah, in typical Moolah fashion, he had a problem with something, right? Which I'll get on him later. But he was like, William, you're doing too much. And it was not even just Carry On. It was not even just Moolah. It was Carry On. It was whatever. Like, everybody was just saying, yo, William, you're kind of doing the most right now, right? You could tell, and I'm pretty sure it was one of those events where you can tell William's one of those people that's never really been at an event like this, and so he's probably just doing the fucking most. And for some reason, William felt threatened, and he just like, it's like something switched, and it's like, you really don't know what happened to people or whatever, but it's like, I guess something in him switched where he just like, it must have triggered something, and he literally was just like not trying to be in the house. He was not trying to be in the house or anything, which I understand. Like, you just really don't know what people go through. So he left, right? And then, like I said, Moolah was really just trying to talk to him, and William was just like, he was not having it, and I just didn't understand it for the life of me. Like, all Moolah kind of said was that, you were dancing on me, you gotta respect my space, which I do agree with Moolah in that sense. I'm sorry, I do agree with him. Like, you have to respect people's sexuality, like, you know what I mean? Even though I do feel like Moolah was probably over-exaggerating it a little bit, but you have to respect his space, right? And I don't know what was it, but I guess when Moolah kind of got a little aggressive with William, he just was not having it. I don't know what traumatic experience he went through, but he was just not having it. And even when Mula came to him kindly, it was just like, yo, like, it wasn't nothing much. You just gotta respect me. Da da da. William was just not having it. So William dipped. He just dipped. And then William came back. And for me personally, I don't know why Milan would invite him back to the party. So they ended up having this party, this little pool party or whatever. And William came back to fight the dude that always got the shades on. I'm gonna find out their names, trust me, but he came back to fight what's the name? And it's just like, didn't you just say you feel threatened and you don't like fighting? Because it's very clear from day one when the Money Reside guy fought you for no apparent reason. He didn't fight you. First of all, he pinned y'all two white dudes together because of some racist shit, right? Because of some like biased shit. And then like, I don't get it. I don't get it for the life of me. Because you just said you don't like fighting. And then you just come back trying to get some lick back. And he, for some fucking reason, he just ended up fighting the Shade guy. It just seemed like he tried to catch him slipping, right? But of course, ran up on him. William ended up getting thrown in the pool. And, you know, I guess Mulan thought that William was going to join back. Like, he was going to get back in the house. But William was just like, nah, I just wanted to fight. I just wanted to fight, da 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 da. Like, personally, I don't like William. I just think he's a little bit weird. I think he's a little bit of a wuss. Like, he's just weird. Like, something's not all the way right with William. Like, he needs to go somewhere, honestly. I'm not really a big fan of William. Like, how you gonna run up on somebody and try to catch them slipping after you just said you don't like feeling threatened and you go ahead and you gonna do that? Anyways, let's move on to the next person because he left. He's nowhere to be found anymore. Okay, next we have Jonathan, right? Jonathan. Now, he is a hairstylist. He is a famous hairstylist for a lot of black artists. He does a lot of... He specials in lace fronts and colors, right? He's a really great hairstylist. But when Jonathan got on the show, you know, he was like one of those people that was added later on. He was not a part of the original cast. When Jonathan got on the show, I actually kind of liked him, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, cool, he's adding something to the table, he's bringing something to the table, you know, because the show's kind of getting a little bit stale with William gone, with the whole William drama gone. Jonathan came on the show, kind of stirred up the pot a little bit with the whole room situation, right? After that, it all went downhill. It all went downhill. Like, in my opinion, I felt like Jonathan was doing a little bit too much. Like, yes, you're supposed to be crazy. Yes, da-da-da, bad boy, this, that. I think he was too much of a bad boy. Like, when I'm talking about bad boy, I'm not talking about that's a bad boy. I'm talking about it's giving bad boy. Like, it's giving bad boy. That's what it's giving. It's giving send him to jail, send him to the mental asylum because he was doing too much, in my opinion. A little bit too much. Now, like I said, Jonathan, he comes in. He has a little quarrel with Mulan about the big room, right? Because, you know, they're both, like, dominant guys in the house. You can tell they have really dominant personalities. So, of course, they fighting around the room. To my surprise, I thought Mulan was going to at least kind of back down a little bit. Mulan actually stuck up to him. And he was like, you not getting in this room, baby. You not getting in this room. And, you know, Jonathan was like, bitch, we sharing. What you talking about? We sharing this room. Because, of course, Zeus is so poor and they are so ghetto. And I think they purposely also do this for reality TV. That, like, there's not enough rooms for all the people. So somebody has to share. And Jonathan, his big self don't want to share no room. So he's like, I'm getting the biggest. It's only right? I'm like, you know, one of the people. I've been next to Nicki Minaj. You know, I've been next to A-list celebrities. I've been doing their hair. Like, it's only right. Right? So they squirrel about that. Then Jonathan gets into it with Mulan's friend. And I'm going to show y'all a picture real quick. I don't even fucking know what his name is, bitch. Rio. That's his name. So he gets into it with Mulan's friend Rio, right? Now, I guess Rio comes unexpectedly. We gonna get on that later. But Rio comes unexpectedly into the show And Rio's basically like, because like I said, at this point, Milan and Jonathan are still fighting over this fucking room, right? And Rio basically comes in and he's like, you know, because Jonathan's like, I'm getting this room. Rio's like, no, fuck you not. Like, no, fuck you not. And Rio runs up on Jonathan. Jonathan beats his ass. He beats his ass Texas style. Apparently they're from Texas. And, I'm gonna get, I have something to say, but I'm gonna get on that later. So Jonathan beats his ass. He beats his ass to the point where he literally takes his dreads out. Like, why does Rio come in with these fake ass dreads? I don't get it, right? But Rio comes in with these installed fake ass dreads and is giving catfish, and Jonathan snatches them shit right out. I'm not gonna lie, I laughed a little bit. I had to kiki. And they squash, right? So the fight has to get broken up, right? Rio's still trying to hit him. They move them into separate rooms. Rio goes outside, and you know, Zeus is so ghetto and stupid, right? So as they're trying to separate them, right, Rio's outside, right? Jonathan says, okay, he's gonna go to the parking garage, right, to calm down. The parking garage, freaking, like, you know how the gate and shit goes up when you drive the car in? The gate is wide open and it leads to outside. Jonathan slick ass runs out the parking lot enough for the security guards to not even catch him, right? He runs out, he finds Rio, and they beef again. At this point, I think Rio, he's getting fucked up. Like, he's bleeding a little bit, right? He's getting fucked up. Jonathan is not only beating Rio's ass, he's beating the damn security guard's ass. Like, even they scared. Like, they hands off. Like, they try to manhandle him. They hands off because Jonathan got them hands. Jonathan was beating everybody up, right? And so this is not the point where I thought, okay, Jonathan's doing too much. I just thought Jonathan, he's really putting on a show, right? He's really a bad boy for real. He's really about that life. So boom, that happens. The police comes because Jonathan is making a scene. They're going crazy. Rio's adding to the fire. Rio's adding fuel to the fire. Party ruined. Police come. They basically tell him, yo, I gotta chill if this shit happen again. We're gonna have to shut this shit down, right? Cool. Next day happens. Of course, Jonathan is at a hotel. They finally add somebody to a hotel because, you know, Jonathan can't sleep in the room with Milan because Milan, you know, he not sharing that bitch. So Jonathan goes to sleep at a hotel. Rio stays at the house. I guess he's sharing a room with Milan, right? So next day, next day, I guess Rio's just sitting outside by the gate by himself, just kind of, you know, chilling. It's a cool morning, whatever. And Jonathan pulls up out of nowhere, right? Somehow, it's like he knows Rio's outside, so he pulls outside to the gate. First of all, why is Rio out? Why are you outside the gate? Like, why wouldn't you chill inside the gate? Whatever. That doesn't matter, right? But Jonathan pulls up, and him and Rio start fighting again, right? It's like he knew he would be there. So him and Rio start fighting again, right? And this is the like screenshot of where y'all see that's Jonathan. He grabs this metal chair and he starts, I'm talking about full force, he starts hitting Rio with this fucking metal chair. He starts hitting him on his back, and Rio's like, he's trying to like duck, he's trying to hide, whatever. So he goes in the house for cover, right? But he gets a good like 5-7 licks. He's like boom, 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 boom. Y'all see the picture, bro. Y'all see the picture. He's putting full force into that shit. He's like boom, boom. That's when I'm like, okay, Jonathan, you're doing too much. We get it. You're supposed to live up to this bad boy reputation. You're doing too much. And that's when I start saying, okay, now I'm with Rio on this. Like, you're doing too much, right? And so basically, after this whole instance, you know, people start questioning, like, especially Rio. He's like, how the hell did he just pull up to the house, like, on some, like, ready shit? Like, how was he ready to beef, pulling up to the house? Like, how did he even know I was outside? he called me lacking. How did he even know I was outside, right? So basically, people start putting two and two together and guessing that it was Gutta, right? Gutta and the Money Reside dude that basically told Jonathan, like gave him some info. And I believe it because Gutta and the other dude, they was really feeling Jonathan. So it would only make sense that Jonathan would, again, because Jonathan's fucking insane. So it would only make sense that Jonathan would be like, yo, y'all my friends, like, do y'all know where this bitch at? And they probably told him he's just sitting outside, don't say our names, don't say nothing. But it definitely believe that Gutta and the Money Reside dude has something to do with it, right? Because they were just kind of smiling, and I'm kind of like, this is not really an instance to smile, like, because at this point Rio is bleeding. He's fucking bleeding, y'all. He's bleeding blood, and something happens to his finger where I guess like something happens and he's bleeding on his back because of the fucking metal chair. This is reality TV, bitch. So I'm like, this ain't a joke. And you know, kind of like, it seems like Gutta and the other dude is still high from last night, so they laughing about it. I'm just like, it's kind of disgusting. So if they really did, which I do believe they probably helped Jonathan out with that situation, that's wrong on them. But basically, after this whole instance, Jonathan is gone. He signs out, and I'm guessing. I don't think he really signed out. I think the show probably told him like, "Yo, what you did, you know, we're gonna ruin our reputation. You know, we not an established brand like that. You cannot be ruin our name on that. Like you can't be putting dirt on our name like that. Like you gotta go." So I guess Jonathan has to go, right? Which is so crazy because Jonathan is one of the guys with the most notoriety in the celebrity scene. And he has to get kicked out. That was just crazy to me. But yeah, overall, my thoughts on Jonathan is he was doing too fucking much. He was doing way too much. Like, there was no reason for him to be doing all that, right? So, yeah, that's my thoughts on Jonathan. He needed to get his ass out. Like, the metal chair was just too much. It was too much for me. On to the next one. I'm gonna take a little break because, yeah. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry, I had to eat. Next, we got Dylan, right? Dylan. Not really much to say. Dylan's pretty cool. I do, like I said, I think it was wrong where the Money Reside guy tried to put him and William against each other and force them to fight for, like, what? Like, it was given too much for me. But Dylan, I think he's okay. Like, you know, I think Dylan's cool. He's a cool character on the show. He gets his thoughts and opinions here and there. Not really much to say, right? He's pretty chill. He's been chilling out, doing what he gotta do, right? Cool. Now, let's move on to... I have to find these fucking people's names. Okay, so we have Anthony, right? His name is Anthony Hernandez. And let me actually zoom in on him a little bit more so y'all can know who I'm talking about. That right there, right? Him. Anthony. He's really cool. He's okay. I like him. I like him as a character on the show. He's cool. Him and Milan, they kind of squirrel a little bit because they're both dominant people and they're both very like artistic and they're into like music and visionary, and you know, they're both fashionistas basically, so that's where they kind of squirrel and they both want to be dominant. But Andrew, he serves for great commentary. He's pretty cool. I love his shades. I love how he always got the shade on. He's definitely a fashionista. He's very chill. He stays out of the drama. I like him. One thing I like about Anthony though is that he does not play when it comes to the LGBTQ and Moolah kind of like being a little homophobic. Like, he does not play about that. I really like that. He's all about, you know, inclusion, and he serves for great commentary. There's nothing bad to say about him. Okay, y'all, so next we got Darrell, right? I had to search his name up because I only know him as Where the Money Was At. So next we got Darrell, right? I think I spent so much time on fucking William that there's not really much to say about him. Like I said, Darrell, the way he came in was very just crazy. He was doing too much. I think he was really wasting time. Like, we couldn't even like they couldn't even get into the house because he was so drunk off his ass and he was just doing too much. Like, I feel like that's a rookie mistake. Never get too drunk early on. Save the drama for like the middle beginning. I think he was dead wrong for the shit that he was doing. I didn't really like him at first because I just saw him as a little bit of a bully, but the more time got on, the more I started liking him. Like, you know what I mean? I love how he's such a jokester. Like, it reminds me of myself. Like, he's really able to sit there and joke about being gay. And, you know, especially in the latest episode, in the 10th episode, he talks about, like, not giving a fuck, about, like, kind of, you know, cracking a little bit of joke on himself, that he doesn't care about what other people think. I love how he can get Moolah and Carry On out of their little straight, you know, homosexual shell and just kind of joke around with them a little bit. I love that. I love that energy. I feel like he needs to show more of that. He also gets along really great with Carry On, but I love like how he be in the mix. I love that. I love that for him. I'm really starting to like his energy more, but definitely in the beginning I just thought he was doing a little bit too much. Like, you need to chill out a little bit, alright? Like, cool down on that. Speaking of, next we got Carry On, right? Or no, not Carry On. We got Moolah. Moolah. Moolah is one of those people that always got something to fucking complain about. In each episode, he has something to complain about. Like, shut the hell up. First of all, right? That's the first thing I want to say. Because I am not a fan of Moolah. He always got something to complain about. It's not like I hate him or whatever, but it's just like, Moolah gets on my nerves because I do not like those type of people. Where they always find something to complain about, right? That's number one. Number two, Moolah is so homophobic for no reason. Like, Moolah is so uncomfortable around gay people, it doesn't make no sense. Moolah old ass. Like, Moolah, shut the fuck up. Now, in some instances, right, I do agree with Moolah where he's like, you know, you gotta respect me, like, you gotta respect my sexuality. That is a valid point. You know, you should not be forcing your sexuality onto anybody, because isn't that the whole thing y'all fighting against? You know, so I do agree with that. But Moolah, gay people just being gay and you're just doing the most, like, it is very disrespectful, it's very annoying, it's very childish, it's giving you're gay yourself. Are you scared of your own? It's giving internalized homophobia. Like, and I'm not the type of person where I like to go to that point and say that, because not everybody who's homophobic likes gay people, but definitely why did I say gay people? You know what I mean. But Moolah is definitely a fucking annoying. He needs to be more like his brother Carry On, which we're gonna get on him real quick. But Moolah, he just always has a problem. Like, every episode, even with Jonathan, he got a problem with that. With the track, he got a problem with that. With the party, he got a problem with that. Like, it's always something with him, and I do not like that, right? Now, while we on to it, because they're the two are best friends, right? Let's get on to Carry On. Oh wow, you saw that rhyme, but let's get on to Carry On. Love his energy, love his vibe. Definitely Moolah needs to be more like his brother, right? Carry On, right? If it's one thing, I do feel like Moolah influences Carry On's behavior, because they both kind of came in on some like, well, I'm straight, da-da-da. Like, Carry On came on that same type of timing in the very beginning, just very homophobic. First of all, let's get back onto Moolah. You are in a show called the Bad Boys Club. Not even the Bad Boys Club, Bad Boys LA. That's a little bit fruity to me. Like, don't y'all find that a little bit like Bad Boys LA? A ripoff of the Bad Boys Club? That's not fruity? Okay. So anyways, right? Carry On. I really like his energy. Now, sometimes, like I said in the beginning, he came on that same type of fucking bullshit ass timing, but I think as he got to know the gay men on the show, he became a lot more, like, you know, cool, and that's very attractive. Nothing is more attractive to me than a guy that is comfortable enough in his masculinity to not let other men deteriorate that or affect that, right? That's the one thing I have to say about Moolah. You want to be seen as a man, as a masculine man, this, that, and a third, you know, straight man. You are sending out a message that other men can so easily affect your sexuality and your masculinity. to the point where you have to constantly be on edge. That's giving me cold-blooded animal. That's giving me, it's giving me cat and dog. Like, the dog is always worried that the cat's gonna come and get him. Like, that's what it's giving. Whereas I felt like in the beginning, Carry-On was like that, but as he got to know the boys, he started loosening up a bit, and that's what I really like about Carry-On. He's also like Darrell, right? He's a character. He loves joking around. He loves having fun. He could joke around with the gay people, but still be straight at the end of the day. Now, I do feel like he gets influenced by Mulan's fucking homophobic character at times, but I still like him and enjoy seeing him more than fucking Mulan. It's either always some homophobic shit or he's complaining, right? Or talking about bitches and ass, right? But Carry-On is definitely a much better character on the show. Y'all, I'm about to get a fucking headache. So apparently the guy that I was just talking about that was next to Mulan, his name was not Carry-On, but I thought they called him that. Like, Carry-On, I guess that's his fucking name. I don't fucking know. I couldn't find him. But this is actually Carry-On, right? The guy with the glasses. That is actually Carry-On, right? And he's Kirk Franklin's son, a pastor, whatever. First things first. Carry-On doesn't need to be on this show. Carry-On needs to be in a therapy session. Somebody enroll this bitch into therapy. And I say that in the most kindest way possible. He does not need to be on this show with all of these characters and all of this violence. Like, he needs to be he needs to see a psychologist, okay? Fight with the psychologist. So first things first, it's very clear that Carry-On suffers from some type of like he suffers from some type of like PTSD, or what he really struggles with is this kind of like power. He has a power struggle where he always feels the need to be in control of a situation, or he does not like feeling like he does not have any power, right? And so especially like in the beginning / middle, early stages of the season, when he gets going like back and forth with the boys, especially Milan, or with the other guy, Darrell, I feel like Carry-On constantly like made up these scenarios where it's like they're afraid of his true powers and they're afraid of this and that, like kind of in a way to like soothe his ego. Like I think he definitely has something that related to his past when it comes to like a power / like dominant struggle. Like he does not like feeling vulnerable, okay? He does not feel like he's the one that's like not in control of the situation. So he'll like flip it in his mind to make it in a way. It's like listening to a toddler talk. Like he does not need to be on the show, right? And yeah, like going off of that, Carry-On is scary. He is a scaredy cat. He does not like violence. He does not want to fight. And I'm not blaming that on him. Like, I don't like to fight either. I mean, I'm going to fight if I have to, but I don't like to fight either, right? Like, it was even to the point where Milan had to come to his rescue because he basically almost got jumped by Mulan and the guy I just talked about, his best friend, like, So, yeah, like, Carry-On, he needs to get help. Another thing, I'm not really too big of a fan of Carry-On because he's so... Now, at the beginning of the show, Mula was basically bullying Carry-On, trying to get his sexuality out of him. And, Carry-On, he was raised in a very strict Christian household where I'm pretty damn sure homosexualism was not accepted. So, Carry-On is kind of like, I don't want to share my sexuality. Like, that's none of your business. And Mula is bullying him. Disgusting. This is another thing I forgot to mention. Mula is bullying him, damn near trying to get it out of him. And it comes to a point where later on, in a few episodes, he's finally just like, yes, I'm bisexual. But he shouldn't have to say that. So I completely agree with Carry-On. But I also feel like he does a little bit too much because he's trying so hard to just like not... Like, he's suffering with his own internalized homophobia, clearly, and I don't blame him for it, but he's still suffering with his own internal homophobia because it's very clear that this is a whole other thing, it's very clear that Carry-On has somewhat of a thing, he has some type of connection with ghetto, right? But it's like he can't come out fully with that because he doesn't want that image out there because of his own internalized homophobia, right? He's scared. So I feel like I agree with the fact that Carry-On does not have to share sexuality with anyone that's none of your business, but also he's so like annoying with like he's like Milan in that sense, where it's like, well, I'm not on anybody's team, like I'm not gay and I'm not straight, like, because, you know, the gay people had your fucking back. If anything, you should be on the fucking team, period, because they had your back when Carry-On and fucking Mula was, you know, disrespecting you. But like I said, Carry-On has this power struggle dynamic. He does not like feeling vulnerable. He does not like feeling like a child. He does not like feeling like he does not have control. So even though the gays was trying to fucking help him out, he did not like feeling like he needed to be helped out. He did not like that feeling of being vulnerable. So he was like, no, I got my own. I don't need y'all help. You know, biting the hand that fucking feeds you. He was like, no, I don't got my own. I don't need y'all help. I'm not on anybody's team. I'm not gay and I'm not straight. And so, like, he just basically spends the whole time denying that he has a thing or anything for Gutta. And I can kind of tell, like, Gutta's kind of starting to catch feels or whatever. And it's like, Gutta, you a bad bitch. Like, Carry-On, he's not all that. But basically, yeah, I feel like Carry-On is suffering with his own internalized homophobia, and he does a little bit too much. Like, okay, we get it, we fucking get it, Carry-On. You're not gay, you're not straight, you're not on the gay team, you're not on the straight team. We fucking get it. You're fucking non-binary or whatever. Like, shut the fuck up. He just does a little bit too much, right? Y'all, I'm gonna have to wrap this shit up real quick because it's about to be an hour. Okay, next we have Gutta. You know, and we got Gutta. I definitely like I love Gutta's vibe. He's very much a fun guy. I love Gutta. I love him. My thing though is I feel like Gutta is very much so influenced by his environment, right? He reminds me of Mula's friend, where Mula constantly has an influence on him, and whenever Mula's homophobic, he's gonna be homophobic, right? I feel like Gutta's the same type of way. Like that one night where everybody was just fighting, and Gutta was like, I'm ready to fight. Or when William came back and Gutta was like, da da. Like, I just felt like Gutta's one of those people where he gets very influenced by his environment. So he's kind of chill by himself, but if people get to jumping, Gutta gonna get to jumping too. So that's how I kind of feel like. I feel like Gutta got a little bit too turned up, and sometimes it's like Gutta chill, like, you know, he be doing a little bit too much. But overall, I like him. I just feel like he gets overly influenced by his environment, and I'm the same type of way. Like, not like that, but definitely if somebody's sad, I'm gonna be depressed. If somebody's mad, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. So that's just how I am. But yeah, overall, I would say Gutta's a cool character. He flirts with Carry-On on and off, and I feel like Gutta has a thing for Carry-On, but it's like Gutta knows at the end of the day that Carry-On, he's not comfortable in himself like that to come out and just be like that. And I feel like it's a situation where we're seeing with down low men and gay men. And trust me, I'm not a gay man, but I definitely heard stories on YouTube of gay men messing with down low men, and it just being, it's like, you know, it's bittersweet. It's like you really get along with somebody, but they're so uncomfortable within themselves that they just can't accept themselves yet. And it's like, you know, I really wish Gutta would like stop messing with Carry-On and just, you know, let it go. Which I think that's what he's doing, because they don't seem to be flirting or anything. Because, you know, in the end, Carry-On was like, I can't have people thinking I'm gay, so basically we need to agree and be on terms that we are just friends to the outside world. And Gutta was like, okay, but you can still tell Gutta has like a thing or whatever. But that's basically it. Gutta's pretty cool. He sometimes gets a little bit overly hyped, but I'm here for it. Yeah. Next we have Milan. I'm gonna wrap this shit up because it's about to be 40 minutes. Milan is a pretty cool character. I love his vibe. I love how he takes the leadership role. I think Milan deserves to take the leadership role because he can be dominant, but not overly dominant. He still lets other people join in. I feel like he's a great character on the show. He's a great main character. I love his vibe. I love his energy. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. I do think like Milan was being a little bit rude to Carry-On when he was just like, you know, like, we're not gonna let you do the fucking track. Do you even work with protocols or whatever, prototypes, whatever? I do think he was being a little bit of a bully, a little bit mean. But other than that, like, because let me tell you, Milan was really hyped. That's why I was like, okay, Milan, you gotta chill. But overall, I like Milan. I like his style. He's good looking. He's nice. And yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. That is the whole Bad Boys cast. Let me show y'all real quick. that is the Bad Boys cast, and that's my thoughts on them. If another episode comes out, I might be sharing my thoughts. Who knows? I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and yeah, I'm gonna close this shit out. Deuces.